Welcome to the Movify Your Life Show, the plot twist you've been waiting for. I'm your host, Jessica Grace Coleman, and through the Movify Your Life method, I'll show you how to step into the starring role of your story and create a life worth watching. Every Movify Monday, you'll learn how to turn everyday moments into unforgettable memories, activate your main character energy, and use cinematic tools to boldly chase your biggest dreams, like the movie star you truly are. Because when the credits roll, I want you to look back at your life like it's the greatest film ever made, full of meaning, magic, and most importantly, zero regrets. And because I truly believe everyone deserves to live an epic life fit for the big screen. So grab your popcorn, cue the music, and together, let's Movify your life.
The Movify Your Life Show begins. Lift your spirit, let joy rush in. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Step on stage and let's forward.
Welcome to the Movify Your Life Show, a brand new kind of podcast from me, Jessica Grace Coleman. If you listen to my other podcast that I had before, the Travel Transformation podcast, this is on the same feed. So if you were subscribed before, you should be getting notifications for this one. And I did it on the same feed, not starting a new one, because it's going to be a lot of the same themes that I'm talking about. Travel is definitely a part of my new venture. Transformation definitely is. Mindset, all that good stuff, changing your life. And yes, I wanted to record a little intro episode, so this probably won't be too long, but it's just to say hi again. I am here back on the airwaves after several months. It's actually a lot longer than I thought the hiatus, the break would be, but I am back now. And as you can see, it's all rebranded. I've got a new artwork for the podcast, got a new jingle, a new intro, new everything, brand new everything. And that's because I have been doing a bit of a pivot. But as I say in the title, not really, because it's still a lot of the same themes. But yes, Movify Your Life. What is it? It is my new brand, basically. My new business, my new venture. And Movify Your Life is a cinematic personal development brand. And it's where I help people who feel like background characters in their own lives step into their main character energy and create a bold, regret-free life they'll be proud of when the credits roll. I feel very passionately about this. It's a lot of stuff similar to what I used to talk about, but I'm going in a new direction. Everything is movie-themed, film-themed, TV show-themed, razzle-dazzle, glamour, Hollywood, bold, bright red. It's all about stepping into your main character energy, entering your main character era, and just going after your big goals and dreams, really, whatever they are. And Movifying Your Life is the vehicle for you to get to that point. There's a lot to talk about. I'm not entirely sure where to start, but basically it was 2023, the end of 2023. And I had just read several books in preparation for the new year about basically changing your life in a year. One of them was called Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, Shonda of Shondaland, the amazing TV production company who have created Bridgerton, How to Get Away with Murder, Grey's Anatomy. Shonda Rhimes is just incredible, just powerhouse of a woman, and I really enjoyed her book. And I really love the idea of giving yourself a challenge, a quest to complete over a year, something tangible that you could look back on and see how far you've come in 1 year. And I wanted to do it because I had this Movify Your Life idea in mind anyway. If you'd listened to any of my old stuff, my travel transformation stuff, you would have heard me bang on about travel transformation and in particular magical movie moments, which happen. They can happen anytime, but I find they happen a lot when I'm stepping outside my comfort zone, going to new places, meeting new people, doing new things. So they do happen a lot when you're traveling because you're doing all these kinds of stuff. But yeah, I love the idea of magical movie moments. Those moments that are either so perfect or so awe-inspiring or so beautiful, so emotional, so nostalgic that they remind you of a scene from an epic, uplifting movie. And I've had so many of these, and I've talked about them on the podcast before, but I will talk about one now just to give you an idea. I have been a part-time digital nomad in the past, not so much at the moment, but I went and stayed in a co-living house in the Basque Country in Spain with digital nomads and remote workers from all over the world for a month. And then at the end of that, we went to Bilbao for a weekend. Several of us did before we left. And one night we were walking along. We'd just been out and it was about midnight, I think. We were walking along the river past the Guggenheim Museum, so past the Guggenheim puppy and the Guggenheim spider, if you've been there. It's pretty cool. And my friend Isabella from Brazil, who is a big music fan, had a little portable speaker and we were listening to songs and dancing and singing as we walked along, and it was all very nice. And then we saw this epic bridge. It was like really lit up. We'd seen it before, of course, but in that moment, listening to the music lit up, it looked like a backdrop for a 90s boy band music video. We were like, yes, let's go and dance on the bridge. Actually, I don't think we even said that. It just happened. So we all walked under the bridge. There were about 8 of us, all ladies, plus our friend Stan, who he looked like our bodyguard because he was dressed all in black and he just stood at the side and looked at his phone while we were having our little moment. But we went on the bridge and all these like 90s and noughties bangers started playing, like girl power anthems like Spice Girls, and then some more modern stuff like Flowers by Miley. We were just like, yeah. We weren't even drunk or anything. We were just high on life. And we started dancing on this bridge to these songs and we were having a great time. And a lot of people were walking past on this bridge. It was a pretty main bridge between the opposite sides of the river. A lot of people going out for the evening, a lot of people going home after a night out. And some people gave us weird looks, as you would expect. But a lot of people, most people joined in. So as they were walking past, they would pause, they would watch us, they would smile, and then they would sing along for a bit and then walk on. Some people would join us for a verse and a chorus, singing and dancing, and then go on laughing. And one woman even joined us for an entire song. She was loving it. She really got into it. And her partner, she thrust her phone at him and demanded he record it, record a video of us. And she had the best time. And then she went on her way. And it was just like the best time, hanging out with newfound friends, dancing and singing, and then having all these strangers join in on a little impromptu bridge party, #bridge party. It was incredible. It was like something out of a movie, so organic, so unexpected, and so fun. And I think we should have more fun in our lives. So those are the magical movie moments I talk about. And most of them do happen organically, but I have talked in the past about how we can manufacture them or nudge them into being. So I'd already had that kind of content I was talking about. I'd written a book called Intentional Travel Transformation. I had my podcast, The Travel Transformation Show, and a lot of content was around that. So I thought I would take it to the next level. And I came up with this concept of movifying your life, making your life into an epic, uplifting, inspiring movie. Because I love when you go to the cinema. It's one of my favorite things to go to the cinema with my friends, or the movie theater for any Americans listening, and just watch a movie. I love the whole thing. I love the surround sound. I love the trailers. I love the feelings you get and how you can come out completely feeling like just completely different and feeling uplifted. And this only really works with positive films, by the way. I'm not suggesting you movify your life by emulating someone in a slasher movie or anything like that. Don't do that. I just love that feeling. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could bottle that feeling and apply it to my own life? Because why should we only get excited about life when we're watching movies? Like, we should be excited about our own lives all the time. We should feel like the main characters in our lives all the time. And a lot of people do not. I know that. I used to be the same. You feel like background characters or an extra or a cameo or someone with not many lines. And that is just ridiculous because life is short. And I really think we should make it as joyous and joyful and magical as we can. And think of life more how like children think of life. Like, they get so excited about birthdays and Christmas and new things and just having fun and being imaginative and being playful. And we lose that as we get older. So I really wanted to incorporate all that into this quest that I was going to give myself. And basically I gave myself a quest to movify my life in a year, to see how far I could get in a year. And originally I was just going to write a book about it because I am a writer. That is what I do. I just read Year of Yes and that had inspired me. And I love books about quests and crazy adventures like Charlie Boorman and Ewan McGregor's, their motorbike quests, adventures around the world, and really silly ones like Dave Gorman's books and TV shows, and Danny Wallace's books and TV shows as well. Dave Gorman is actually from my hometown, big up Stafford. I just love that kind of stuff when people give themselves crazy, silly quests, but they have a transformation while doing it and they come out the other end like a completely different person. So that's what I wanted to do. But then I thought, writing a book about movifying your life doesn't make sense on its own. Surely the only way to do this was to make my own movie and then write a book about it, accompanying it with behind the scenes stuff and going through the framework that I eventually came up with and all that stuff. I didn't have a lot of money to invest in equipment and that kind of stuff, and I thought that it would be easier if I could just record it on my phone. So wherever I am, I can just whip out my phone and record stuff, which is what I did. So I invested in a new phone, which at the time was the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's got a pretty good camera on it. I bought a couple of wireless mics from Amazon for 20 quid. I had a tripod and I got going. I recorded the first part of my Movify Your Life film. And I originally called it a documentary, but it descended into something else. So it's now known as the Moviementary. I recorded the first part of that on New Year's Eve 2023. And then I had my whole year of movifying my life. And then I recorded the last main bit on New Year's Eve 2024. And a hell of a lot of stuff happened in that year, as you will see if you watch it, which I really hope you will. It's feature length, it's 2 hours. If that's too long for you, cut it into bits, but it is really made with the idea that you will sit down and just watch it all through as one, because everything is connected together. And there are lots of like silly skits and sketches and movie references and TV show references and homages and all kind of stuff mixed in with the real life documentary stuff. And there's a lot of travel in there. I went on a lot of trips. I came up with a movification framework, which is in there, which I expand on in the book, the accompanying book, Movify Your Life. And oh yeah, it was an incredible year. And it was also the worst year of my entire life on a personal level. I go into it a little bit in the Moviementary, a bit more in the book, but yeah, basically, as well as all this excitement and adventure and transformation, there was a whole lot of personal sadness and big grief. But that's one of the messages that came out of the Moviementary, and there is an actual message behind all the silliness and the playfulness and all that stuff. And it is that life is short, life is hard, terrible things happen, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do things like this. Be playful, be imaginative, go on adventures, chase joy, create our own joy. Life can be sad and happy at the same time. My year can be the best year I've ever had and the worst year I've ever had for different reasons at the same time. And if you're striving just for happiness all the time, it's never going to happen. You need the negative things in life to balance out the positive. And that really was hammered home to me during the past year, as well as the idea of just life being short, which I already knew, but it's not until people close to you start passing away, and before their time as well, that it really hits home. So, yes, I've rebranded this podcast. It is now the Movify Your Life Show, as you will have heard from the little jingle. And I did use AI, Suno AI, to create that jingle. I also used it to create all the songs for my Moviementary. And believe me, if I had the money to hire actual musicians, songwriters, bands, singers, everything to create 61 tracks, that's the amount of tracks that are on my soundtrack, and that I created way more than that, I absolutely would. But I see AI as a tool. I used Uncle ChatGPT to help me come up with sketch ideas, come up with how I can interconnect all the stuff, organize my whole Moviementary basically. And I use Suno AI, as I said, for the music. And I just want to get that out there because I know it's a controversial topic, especially for creatives, artists, writers. I'm a writer. But I think if we're using it as a tool to help people, and that's what I hope my Moviementary will do. It will help people, it will inspire people to go out and movify their own lives, then I think that's a good thing. And yeah, I just wanted to say that because I know a lot of people are like, AI taking everyone's jobs and AI are ruining creativity. And in my personal opinion, AI has just helped me. As I say in the book, if I hadn't used ChatGPT and Suno, it would probably have taken me 10 plus years to create this film, and I'm not exaggerating. And I truly believe this film, this project, this book, this idea, this concept, this brand can really help people. And I would rather be able to help people now than in 10 years when I may have given up on the idea, because that's a long time. So, yes, just wanted to get that out there. And if you want the actual definition for movifying your life, here's one I created for the documentary, or moviementary, I should say, because it is part fictional movie, part documentary. But yes, so basically, movify, verb, to transform one's life experiences or everyday moments to feel more like an epic, uplifting movie, to add excitement, adventure, or cinematic flair to ordinary situations. Example: they movified their dinner party by adding candlelight, a themed dress code, a curated playlist, and a toast worthy of a classic film. And now, a quick intermission from our feature presentation. Want to turn your everyday life into something a little more epic? Then head to movifyyourlife.com/list and join the main character memo, my VIP mailing list for movified souls like you. You'll get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the Movify Your Life cinematic universe, early bird discounts on my programs, fun challenges, giveaways, and first dibs on everything I'm creating. Plus, you'll receive weekly emails packed with simple, powerful tips to help you break out of the ordinary, boost your confidence, and start living like the star of your own life. That's movifyyourlife.com/list. Go sign up now and start your transformation today, because your next scene could be the one that changes everything. And now, time to get back to the action. So, I also wanted to mention here my secret big goal, but it's not so much a secret now that I've put it on the podcast. But basically, I am creating an entire brand around Movify Your Life, or as I call it, a whole cinematic universe, the Movify Your Life cinematic universe. And it will consist of several things. So we have the podcast, the Movify Your Life Show. We have the Moviementary, Movify Your Life, one woman's epic journey from the mundane to the magical. We also have the accompanying book, which is in ebook and paperback, maybe hardback in the future. And that is Movify Your Life, your behind-the-scenes guide to stepping into your main character era and creating an epic blockbuster life fit for the big screen. So we have the Moviementary, we have the book, we have the podcast, and we have my website, which you can find at movifyyourlife.com. There are 2 Y's in the middle of there. I'll put all the links to these things in the show notes below, so you can easily find them. But you'll be able to find links to everything at movifyyourlife.com. I will also have a weekly mailing list, which is the main character memo, and you can sign up for that by going to movifyyourlife.com/list. So you can sign up to that and be the first to know about everything I'm doing, including behind the scenes goss, discounts, challenges, quests, tips, tricks, all the fun stuff to help you movify your life. And then there is the main thing, I would say, in terms of helping people movify their lives. And that is something I'm currently working on. So it is not available yet. I'm working on a beta program version at the moment, but I will be offering a program which will be an online course, community, coaching, an experience called the Main Character Makeover. And it's all about stepping into your main character energy, activating your main character era, and becoming the star of your own life. Because as I said, a lot of us, we're just not. We feel like the background character, we put everyone else first, or maybe we don't have the confidence to go after our goals like a main character in a movie would. And it's all about helping you see yourself that way, seeing the world through a cinematic lens, seeing your role in the world through a cinematic lens, and going after your dreams, basically. So in the Movimentary, it is very travel-based. I came up with a movification framework where you can come up with your movie star alter ego, decide on a Movify mission, go on a trip, film it like I did, and turn it into a feature presentation, which could be anything from a mini movie, which is what I did, a movie within a movie in my film, or a montage set to music, or a 30-second reel, like whatever you want. And it's a way of capturing your epic trip so you can remember it in the future. And all Movify Your Life is about creating epic memories that you'll never ever forget. And also so you can show other people and encourage those people to go and movify their lives as well. That's the idea in the Movimentary in the book. And then this program will be similar themes, similar ideas, but more focused on making you into the main character of your life and going after your big goals so that you can look back at the end of your life or when you're older and telling people stories of your life and look back and be grateful and be proud of everything you've done. And most importantly, have no regrets. Leave nothing on the table. Go after all your big, bold dreams. I recently read The 5 Regrets of the Dying. It had been on my list for ages, and I knew that a regret-free life was one of the aims with Movify Your Life. So I read it, and it's a tough read, but I think it's a much needed read for anyone, really. So that's the idea behind Movify Your Life. Create epic adventures, create incredible memories that you will never ever forget, and future-proof your life so when you get to the end of it, you don't look back with regrets, just pride and a big smile because you had so much fun. So that is what I'm working on at the moment. So there's a lot going on. In the future, I've got so many other ideas as well. So like workshops, webinars, talks maybe to share the message, anything to share the message. I got off track. Yes, I was saying my secret goal. So I got lost describing my Movify Your Life cinematic universe there. But I have a secret goal, 2 secret goals really, which will no longer be secret. One is to make Movify Your Life, or Movify generally, a household term. So people use it in all kinds of situations. So you could be going on a trip and you might say, it's a bit boring, let's Movify this trip. So then you start thinking about what it would be like in a movie, how you can make it more movie-like, more adventurous, more epic, more exciting, more emotional, how you can make it more memorable. That's a big thing with Movify Your Life. You could even, like I said with the example, you can Movify a dinner party. You could get people to dress up in clothes from whatever your favorite movie is. You could write a speech. You could cook an amazing meal and set it out on the table beautifully with a candlelit dinner and a toast and games like related to the movie and all that kind of stuff. One way to Movify Your Life is to visit filming locations from your favorite films, TV shows, even books. I talk about that a lot in the Movimentary. I've visited so many places and that have been in movies and stuff like that, like my favorite movies. And I just love wandering around and just being like, I feel like I'm in the TV. This is incredible. So that's a way you can Movify stuff. You can even Movify like really boring, mundane things. So you could be stuck in traffic on the way to work, and instead of getting angry and annoyed, which I think is most of our initial reaction, and road rage and all that stuff, you could pause, take a deep breath, think, life is short. I should be enjoying life as much as I can. So how can I Movify this situation? And what could you do? You could put on your favorite music, your favorite playlist, your favorite songs from musicals, and you could sit there and belt out the songs at the top of your lungs. If there's someone else with you, you can do it with them and it'd be even better. You could imagine yourself in a scene in a movie and think, what would I do to make this more interesting for a viewer? Stuff like that. You could even sit there and manifest an amazing future. You could picture yourself as the main character in a movie, going about your life and going after all your dreams. You could use that time wisely. You could Movify the situation. You could even do the singing thing, crazy, top of your voice, dancing. You could record it and you could post it online because it might make other people feel happy. And isn't that a better use of your time when you're stuck in a traffic jam than just sitting there mumbling and grumbling and groaning and moaning? and thinking, I'm going to be late. If you're going to be late, you're going to be late. There's nothing you can do about it. You may as well have fun while you're waiting. So you can movify situations like that. You can movify your mundane daily routine in all kinds of ways. That's the idea. So I want to get movify to be a household term that you use all the time with your friends, family, colleagues, all that stuff. And we can only do that if you help spread the message. So please share this podcast if you are enjoying it, if you're intrigued by the idea of movification, as I call it. If you watch the movie, read the book, take a course, any of that stuff, join my mailing list, and you think this is really cool, please share it. I really want to make it a household term. And that leads on to my second secret ultimate goal, which, again, I'm thinking I probably shouldn't be saying it because it was secret. But my number one goal with this Movify Your Life cinematic universe is, drumroll, I can't do it very well, is to get it in the dictionary. How cool would that be? To come up with a term, do all this stuff around it, and then actually get it in the dictionary. 10, 20, 30 years, however long it takes, that is my number one goal. So if you can help me with that, if you know someone who's in charge of the dictionary, or if you just want to share all of my content, please do. I should mention that I'm also on Instagram. You can find me there at Movify Your Life. And remember, there's 2 Y's in the middle of all this. I'm on TikTok at movify.your.life. You wouldn't let me do Movify Your Life for some reason. I'm generally on those 2 platforms. I have a bit of presence on other social media platforms, but those are where I'm going to be posting most of my videos and that kind of stuff. And of course on YouTube. So there's the Moviementary on YouTube. My channel is called Movify Your Life. It is at Movify Your Life. Again, I'll put the link in the show notes. Please go there and watch the Moviementary. It would mean so much to me. But if you do watch it, and if you do enjoy it, if you get anything out of it, any ahas, any piece of wisdom, any inspiration or motivation to go and do something epic, I would love to hear about it. Please leave a nice comment. Please like the video, subscribe, but also leave a nice comment because that really helps get other people to see it. I will reply to it. I'm going to reply to even the bad comments, I think, because it's all engagement, baby. And I would really appreciate it. I really would like to find out what people think, because I've spent a year and a half, maybe more, on this by the time it actually gets released. At the time of recording, it is finished, but it is not released yet. I want to get everything in order, get the podcast done, the book done. Book is in the finishing stages. But when you hear this, it will have been released. And when you create something like this and spend so long on it, and you watch it so many times editing it, I've edited it all myself, done everything myself. It's a complete DIY movie. Me, my phone, my brother is a co-star and a cameraman. I've got a few friends who are in it and they helped with the camera work as well. But basically, I have written it, I have produced it, I have filmed it, I have starred in it, I have edited it. As I put in the credits, I was overthinking it the entire time. And I would really love to get some feedback because I've watched it so many times now, I can't tell you how good it is or how bad it is. It's got to that stage. If you write something and you read it so many times and you're bored by it because you've read it so many times, it's not because it's boring, hopefully. It's because you're so familiar with it, you're so close to it. So I would really appreciate some feedback and hopefully it will be positive. So that is my homework for you right now or this weekend or whenever you've got time to sit down for a proper movie, like it is movie length, 2 hours. Sit down, watch this. It's on YouTube. It's free. I highly recommend getting some snacks in. Popcorn is a classic, obviously. Get some drinks in. Nice cup of tea, some wine or beer if you partake. Make an evening of it and really just be open to it. Be open to the silliness, but also be open to the message behind it because like I say, it's really important and it really means a lot to me, especially with everything that happened during the year of movification. So it's not just silly, it's not just serious, it's a hefty mix of both. And I really encourage you to make a whole night of it. Get your friends, family, your dog, your cat, food, drink, sit down, get cozy, watch it. And then don't just watch it and turn it off. Watch it and really think about it. Think about your own life. Think about how you feel about your life, yourself. Think about if anything from the movie Mentory resonated with you, if it's motivated you or inspired you to do things. And I would encourage you to talk about it if you're with other people, and or write it down in a journal somewhere so you don't lose that. So you don't go to sleep and wake up and forgotten that you were going to go and do this epic thing. Write it down. Writing it down, even if you've got people to talk about it with, the act of writing things down can really cement things in your mind. There's been studies on it. So please do that. It's not just a passive thing. I want you to interact with all these concepts and ideas and see how you can apply them to your life. And then if you want to dig a little deeper, you can go and get the book, Movify Your Life. You can get it from Amazon, lots of other online retailers for Nook, Kobo, iBooks, all that stuff. There's ebooks, so the Kindle, and also paperbacks available on Amazon. And give it a read. It goes into behind the scenes of the making of the Movimentary. It goes into great detail about the Movification framework, the 10-step framework I came up with in the film to help you go on your own Movify mission, create your own movie star, alter ego, all that stuff. And it gives a lot more context in terms of what I hope you will get from Movify Your Life. It has a lot of book recommendations, things like that. It goes into the psychology behind a lot of these concepts that you'll find in Movify Your Life. It's a deep dive into it, but hopefully in a fun way. So it's not like a dry nonfiction book. And there's a lot of silly stories from my travels and my trips that I took during 2024 as well, including my big USA trip that I went on, which was an adventure of a lifetime. I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but I suppose I will be in the upcoming episodes. I'll be talking about all of this. So yeah, I basically went to New England and recreated my own version of Gilmore Girls / Hallmark autumn films, Hallmark as I call it, because they're one of my favorite genres, like cozy, hygge, New England, leaf peeping, PSL vibes. Like I really wanted to recreate that, so I went there, and I also popped over to Tennessee and went to Dollywood and Nashville, 2 places I've been wanting to go pretty much forever. So there's those trips. I did loads of like mini breaks, weekends in the UK as well, in England, and it dives into those as well. So if you were interested in my podcast because of all the travel stuff, there's still plenty of that in the Movimentary and the book. So please watch the Movimentary. If you want to dive deeper, read the book. Please subscribe to this podcast if you think it's a cool idea. Join the main character memo mailing list, movifyyourlife.com/list. You can find out about the book on movifyyourlife.com as well. And like I say, I'm in the process of setting up my beta program at the moment, but in the future I will let you know, absolutely let you know, when the main character makeover program is up and running and you can join. Woo! I think that's it. I just wanted to give you an overview of what I've been doing because I've been away for several months and I have been a busy little beaver. Busy little bee. Beaver? Bee? I'm not sure which it is. Anyway, I'm going to be doing mostly solo episodes to start with. I've got so much content and stuff I want to talk about in terms of Movify Your Life, but I will eventually probably be having a few guests on. So let me know what you think about the podcast, about the episodes. You can email me anytime at action@movifyyourlife.com. You can DM me on Instagram at movifyyourlife. Like I say, I hate creating things and throwing them out to the ether and never getting any feedback. I feel like I'm talking to myself. So please let me know, even if it's just to say hi, to tell me you're listening, to tell me you're interested and want to know more, to tell me that you think it's a good idea, hopefully, whatever you think. And yeah, I'm going to aim to keep these episodes around the half-hour mark. I don't really want to be doing epically long ones because I think the more bite-sized and fun we can make these episodes, the better for you and the better for me. So yes, that's what I wanted to say basically. I may start doing more things in the future, features, quizzes, challenges on the podcast, but for this first episode, I just wanted to lay it all out so you know what's going on, that you know what Movify Your Life is, and you can make the decision to follow along. So please do. And yeah, I'm going to leave you for now. One more thing, because I really love the theme tune that Suno came up with for this podcast. And I would never create AI songs to sell them. There is the whole idea that they are taking from other people's songs online and learning from them, and you never know what's going on there really. But I think just for fun, to create things for fun, to create a moviementary and to create jingles for podcasts and things, I think it's a really fun tool, like super fun. I love it. And because I love the jingle so much, I'm going to play the entire song at the end of this podcast episode so you can have a little listen. I think it's quite uplifting, fun. It makes you want to go out there and do stuff. It just makes me happy. So I'm going to play that. One little thing I've just remembered I wanted to mention. So on the Movify Your Life YouTube channel, there is the moviementary, but there's also a whole load of other stuff as well. There's the entire soundtrack, so you can listen to all the tracks from the soundtrack, all 61. They're on a playlist, so you can listen to that. There are bloopers, behind the scenes bloopers, trailers, other stuff that I couldn't fit in the moviementary. The outtakes, I think some of them are quite funny, so give that a go after you've watched the film. It's also where I'm going to be putting YouTube shorts, other stuff that I will be repurposing from the podcast and the course, and everything else I do will be going on YouTube and also Instagram and TikTok. So follow along, subscribe, like, all that jazz. It's not just a moviementary on the channel. And yeah, I will leave you now. I will stop rambling and I will play the Movify Your Life Show jingle. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for staying with me if you've been here since the other podcast. And I'll be coming to you every Movify Monday, so I will see you next week. Thank you for listening. That's a wrap.
Welcome to a world where dreams ignite. Your life's a movie shining bright. Every scene is yours to share. Find your moment, no escape. The Movify Your Life Show begins. Lift your spirit, let joy rush in. Feel the magic in the roar. Step on stage and ask for more. From dawn to dusk, the stories weave. Heartfelt laughs and breaths to hear. Chase the stars in the twilight sky. Live your best without asking why. Mountains you move with every stride. Epic scenes with you inside. Take the leap and take the chance. In this movie, life's a dance. The Movify Your Life Show begins. Lift your spirit, let joy rush in. Feel the magic in the roar. Step on stage and ask for more. From dawn to dusk, the stories weave. Heartfelt laughs and breaths to heave. Chase the stars in the twilight sky. Live your best without asking more. The Movify Your Life Show begins. Lift your spirit, let joy rush in. Feel the magic in the roar. Step on stage and ask for more. Every episode, a brand new script filled with moments too tight to grip. So let's create what we adore. The Movify Your Life Show evermore.
Thank you so much for listening to the Movify Your Life Show. Before you go, don't forget to sign up for the main character memo mailing list at movifyyourlife.com/list for exclusive tips, treats, and behind-the-scenes magic. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could please subscribe, leave a review, or share this podcast with a friend. Let's spread that Movify message far and wide because everyone deserves to live an epic life fit for the big screen. I'll see you next week for another Movify Monday. Until then, that's a wrap.